Hey, everybody. I ain't get a chance to comb my hair today. Hey, hey, Ryan. I was like, wait a minute, I don't have time to fix my hair. I've been popping on Sherelle's World all morning and afternoon. I
Ah,
was like, this is it. You know what?
this
Before we get into this Love and Marriage Huntsville recap, I just want to make a little quick, I don't know what I'm going to call it, announcement or situation or statement, whatever it is I'm going to call it, okay? So,
ooh,
when I do these recaps, they just recaps, okay? And listen, I do not mind at all when people do not agree with me. Matter of fact, I like it. Come on, let's chat, let's talk, okay? It would be ridiculous. It's so boring. And I when I say my stuff, I truly believe it, but that don't mean you can't change my mind. But I don't know these reality stars personally. It's nothing personal, but because I say something, that don't mean I believe in. I listen. I got emails. I'm the reason why police brutality. People don't come. It was so ridiculous.
are you
Okay. Um,
serious?
I'm very serious. I'm a colorist. I'm a colorist, really? Like me? Like I'm like seriously, like for real though. It was all kinds of crazy hate mail over a conversation about a reality show. And I'm like, good goodly my, are you serious? So the first couple I was like,
Wow.
whatever. Because every now and then people said something, you're like, okay, hey, whatever. Like it's not a big deal. Like, whatever, right? But the amount I got, oh, I want to see Wendy get fired. I want to see Wendy get fired. She was on the TV doing what she did. Like, why would I want to see somebody get fired, right? Um, come on, who said, Kate? They weren't listening. I didn't necessarily agree with your take on Wendy, but never took it that you were bashing her. Never. I'm trying to tell you, right? And listen, who said, Kate? That's what I don't mind. I love what I let everybody say their opinion, and then I throw my little nuggets out there, and you could change your mind or not change your mind, but I'm good, right? No, they took this thing to the 10th power. Like, I was like hating on Wendy. I want to see her fired. I'm putting it in the atmosphere, and John Hopkins don't care about me and my thought process. Like, stop, okay?
Yeah, wow. Are you serious,
Oh,
Diva?
I'm so serious because I don't never put no statement out there. And listen, as long as I've been going on Sherelle's World, Sherelle used to get emails too. Tell Diva to shut up, like what I'm saying. But and I don't. That doesn't really bother me. It is what it is, right? But my whole thing is like, people really though. Like you sending me these emails, like I said, like I was saying, like go get Wendy and drag her out of her house or something. So, but either way, we're going to carry on. And like I said, guys, you do not trust me. We're going to carry on business as usual. If you feel like I'm saying something off, you be like, yo, Diva, I'm not with you on this one. But carry on. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
because
That's
Diva,
it. I
last
don't.
night, I kind of thought you was tripping a little bit, but
I know
I
you
still
did
love
because you
my
told
girl.
me. Listen, I cracked up that night because you was like, no, pray about it.
Hey everyone.
Hey, you told
Hey,
me, you
Shan.
told me to,
Hey,
you told me to go
I'm
in
not
prayer,
gonna
honey, to go
I'm
get
not
on my knees and talk to God about this one. I
Oh,
was
girl.
mad at you. No, but but listen, the
I'm not
people
gonna
be
say long.
wilding
I just
out.
have to say I did not
Yes,
agree with you yesterday, Diva, but
yes,
people do too much. You're entitled to your opinion. You are
Yeah.
entitled, and you were defending, as the company, you have to carry yourself a certain way. That's what these
right.
businesses looked at. So I understood your point of view. I didn't agree with it, but I respect it. And everyone is entitled to their opinion. So people need to chill.
I know they
Relax. It's
went
not
left.
that deep. These people don't know us, don't care about us. They have no
That's
idea of our
what I'm trying to
existence.
tell you.
Leave
That
Diva alone.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you know what? After I got like the 10th email, I was like, all right, people are serious and they're bugging. And so we're gonna have to put a stop to this. Like this does not make any sense. Okay. I don't know Wendy, I don't know Karen, I don't know Robin. It's a show. We're doing a recap, guys. And based upon what my eyes saw, I could have seen the wrong thing, but just talk to me, okay? But to tell me, I'm for police brutality and I'm a colorist and I'm a racist. I was like,
We're doing way too much. Way
we
too
do.
much at
That's
that
that's
point.
that's doing the most, like they would say, right? Um,
Yeah.
yes, we all have our opinions. That's all it is. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm a know-it-all. It's my opinions. But enough with that, because whatever to those who felt whatever. But don't email me. Don't email me the hate mail on that level, right? You can email me and say, listen, blah, 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 blah. But when you want to go to that level and start calling me a racist, a colorist, a this, a that, you're doing the most. I want to see
Yeah.
this girl get fired. I'm ridiculous. Like, you're doing the most. And we're not going to do all that, okay?
But see, that just goes to show that they don't even know you, Diva, because I've
Right,
only known you since August, and that's not even your character, your demeanor. You don't give that vibe or energy at all.
right,
So
right.
pump them.
Yeah, so exactly. So, yeah, we got to let that go. Yes,
I
yes, we're all
100%
entitled.
agree.
Go ahead, say that again.
I agree with everything Roya just said. If you know Diva, you know her light is very bright. You
Right.
already know.
Hmm.
And if you
Mhm.
don't, go somewhere else. Like, bye.
That's what I told them. Then y'all got to go. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Shoo
Um,
shoo.
shoot, shoot. And listen, you know what? I haven't, kind of a little bit on purpose and kind of not. I haven't been like totally following every little detail of the story with the young lady, Shanquella. But oh my God, the more that comes out,
I have
it
been following every detail, Diva. So, this is here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
oh that's
I'm not
right.
from here, but this
Okay.
definitely hits home. This is crazy. The people here are outraged, and we want answers, and we want answers ASAP.
Right.
These people need to be found because the more details come out, the more that we are seeing that they lied. They
Yeah.
had everything to do with this. This was plotted. This was planned out. This ain't something that happens in 24 hours and we just come up in our minds. No, 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 no. This
Yeah.
was plotted, planned. Her so-called best friend,
Mm.
he's been a part of this since the beginning, and I just hate it. And I have been paying very close attention to this story because I want justice for Shaquilla Robinson. She deserves it. Her
Yeah.
mom and her family deserves it. No excuse. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's
it
gonna
hurts
happen.
my soul too. Yeah, I do believe they're not this ain't this calculated. Yeah, this is not done. This is not done. I don't even know how they're sleeping at night. Yeah. Oh, are you hearing that the police have brought them in?
I have not heard anything. As of right now, no one has been able to be found. I know that some of our local reporters here have been calling. A lot of numbers have been changed. Only two individuals' voice phones went straight to voicemail. There were two
Mm,
individuals who live locally here in Charlotte, and there were a few news reporters that have gone to the homes. No answer was given. No nothing. I have heard that the FBI has raided a few homes that they were attached to addresses. Unfortunately, no one was found. But I do want to say if you are out here giving false addresses, giving false information, please stop because the FBI are going to these addresses and they are going into these homes. And these are people who may have nothing to do with this. So if you don't have factual information, please stop putting stuff out on the internet and on social media because someone else could get hurt behind this trying to solve an actual crime that has happened.
yeah, I agree with you. There was some young lady, I forgot who I was watching, but she went on the news and and she pleaded with people because I think, well, I'm saying young lady, but she had a grandbaby and she said, it's scary because, she said they've been to her house twice. And she says,
Mhm.
I have nothing to do with this. I don't know about them. And it's very sad. Yes, high vibe. They will be found. They will be
Mm-mm.
found. I don't even
This
think they.
story is so sad to me. I had to like take a break because I was watching every YouTube video, everything. Like, I was just like so heartbroken. This girl had such a bright future ahead of her. And I
Yeah.
can't wait for these people to be under the jail like they deserve. And just the heart. I don't know how you could watch a human being get brutally like assaulted like that and just stand there, video it, laugh at it, and this is your friend. Like, that's the saddest part to me. Like, she probably died thinking these are my friends. Like, before the
Yeah,
situation, thinking these are my friends. And just
yeah,
imagine how helpless she felt.
yeah.
Like, this
You
is
you
so
know
sad.
it. You know it's hard to watch even people you don't know. You like, oh my God, this person is getting beat or got beat, but you know the people, and these people are beaten. Oh my God, it's just like you said. They have no conscience. Yeah, it's horrific. I
This was
just.
pleasurable for them. This was pleasurable. They enjoyed it.
Mm,
Because there was no reason that still to this day at 8 whatever o'clock in the evening, no one has come forward, no one has stepped up, no one has had the conscience, the boldness, the heart to say
yeah,
anything other than the truth. They've just been lying and being dishonest and being in hiding. And I'm praying to God for their day of rain. I'm praying for God for their day of rain here on earth
yeah.
and with our Heavenly Father, because you have way more than just here on earth to answer to at this point now.
Yeah, you do. It's very sad. And again, Sherelle just did a show. If y'all didn't see it, just a little bit of updates. Is more video is coming out. But my
Mhm.
thing is like, where's this video coming from? That's my curiosity. Like, did they leak it all? Was it all out before this actually her demise happened?
I guarantee you what happened, Diva, is they started sending this fight out after everything went down, bragging about
Yeah,
what they did. And so now that
Mm.
this is becoming a national story, people are releasing footage because guess what?
yeah,
As soon as that was sent to your phone, you are
yep,
now an accessory of the crime.
accessory.
And so
Right.
you better do something before you're caught up in the middle of it with everybody else. So I really think that people are just releasing the videos that they have been sent. I really think that's what's going on.
It's probably so. My deepest condolences to her parents, her family, and her friends.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they're now saying Shaquilla suffered for more than 3 hours. I believe that because remember the report said that it was 15 minutes after the injury that she was gone. I believe it was 15 minutes after that particular injury, not
Mm.
Mhm.
all her injuries. I
Exactly.
think that particular injury was took her out.
Hmm.
It's just sad. It's just sad
And
for
there's
three
no
hours.
excuse. No
There's no
excuse.
excuse.
They're all guilty. Even if they didn't touch her, you sat there, you watched, and this is
You
your
left
friend, you
her there.
recorded. You're
Hmm.
all guilty.
Yeah, you know what, Derby Diva Empowerment? I really believe that they they what ended up happening, I don't think that was part of the plan. I think part of the plan was just to, and others have been saying this, like that, not that we have a fact about this, but they wanted to humiliate her. And everybody wants to be viral now, right? Everybody wants to do stuff to go viral. So I think they were taping it all in to humiliate her. And like Raya said, they were sending those clips before it happened. So they were showing other people, like, see what we did already, see how we beat her up,
Hmm.
see how we so forth and so on. And
Hmm.
then, but they did it so badly that, this happened. But you hit a person the wrong way once and it could be the end of their life.
And and not that this is an excuse at all. I truly
Uh-huh.
believe all of this was a complete accident. I really don't think that they had the intention of it going this far. I
Yeah.
think that they were jealous of her. As new reports are coming out, I've heard that she was a business owner. She was very successful. She was doing hair,
Hmm.
and the hair, in my opinion, I think the hair industry, as far as doing hair, is one of the fastest growing businesses because once somebody finds you to see that you're talented, you can do the hair and you have great customer service, you're off from there. And there were reports saying that, she paid for that villa, that the best friend has been hanging around her for so long, just using her. There were videos that he was saying, you need to put me on your payroll because you the boss. You know, it,
I believe it.
it just speaks jealousy. It speaks
Yeah.
volumes of jealousy, hatred. I want your life. I don't like you. I like what you provide for me. That's
Yeah.
what it speaks from all of them.
And
All
you
of
have to be
them.
careful of people who have nothing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying you and your friends need to be equal, but if I'm in school doing this, and you have nothing going on, you just living after me, that's also you gotta look out for it too. And I'm not saying she should have known. I'm just saying in general for all of us, you know.
Yeah, Royan said something before when we talked about this a little bit. He said, sometimes we know, but we ignore our I haven't listen, I'm 52. I ignored a lot. I ignored a lot. That's all I could say. And so, and then Sherelle also said that sometimes people, I'm not saying this with Shanquilla, we're talking general right now, but sometimes people, I don't want to say you want friends so badly, but sometimes people, they just want friends. And sometimes you take friends any way you can get them, and then you find out that these friends they don't love you or like you as much as you love and like them. That's all. That's the best way I could say it.
And I think
And
you've said it
yeah.
too, Diva. We use this word friend too loose. I don't feel like my generation, knows what a friend really is.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mhm.
think we just kind of, like I've said before, just because we laugh together, we have a few things in common, we hang out and we have good vibes, then all of a sudden you're my friend. And that is not the case. We really have to pay attention to, like I said, when someone is a friend, they will show themselves friendly. There are
Right.
friend qualities that
Yeah.
determine when you're a friend and when you're not. Just like you said in a couple of other videos, Diva, you said, before you had got your living room furniture, you can decipher out friends. Is you gonna come in here and sit on the floor with me? Or you gonna be, oh, well, girl, let's go. No.
Yeah.
Either you gonna come in here and sit on this floor with me and be my true friend, or you gonna
Yep.
rise yourself up and go on out the door, and we'll catch you when I catch you.
And catch you when I catch you. Yes. What if she survived the beating minus the neck and spinal injuries? Then what? She goes back home full of bruises. You know what, Miss G? I don't even think they thought this whole thing out. And I feel like, because that one girl had a lot of rage, and someone mentioned that too, right? She said, I'm tired of this SITH. She had a lot of rage. And see, sometimes I'm telling you, they're friends that they've been hating on you for a long time, and you kind of don't realize the level of hate. You see little stuff, but you just brush it off. You like, whatever, that's dumb. But it's a lot of deep-seated hate behind the little stuff that you do see, and you don't realize the level of it, right, Diva? And being successful young was probably lonely for her. Yes, yes. She
Mm-hmm.
wasn't in circles with people who were achieving as fast as she was. High vibe, you hit
Right,
the
That
nail on
part.
the head. You
right
hit
on
the
the
nail on
head.
the head.
Yep.
One young lady that braided my hair, I'm not going to say, well, but anyway, she made a ton of money in 1 year. While she was braiding, she was kind of talking to me, and she was saying a lot what High Vibe was saying, right? And then on top of her making the money, listen, I don't want no government coming for nobody, but she didn't have to worry about those things that you paying the people to pay the people.
Mm. We
So,
know.
so she had a ton. She had a ton. I mean, just tons and tons of money that she made. Because she's good at what she does, and it was like 300, 350 a pop, depending upon what you was doing in your hair. What they call these darn knotless braids now.
Knotless box braids.
Child, them knotless braids, they come at your neck for that. Okay? They want all kinds of cash for them knotless braids. And listen, they're beautiful, but good gosh, right? So she was just telling me that, a lot of friends at first they was kind of rooting her on, and they was sending people to her. But then it was like she felt like when she started making the money and really getting the clientele and was building up her, her Instagram page and all that, and she was like the go-to person, and she was, being able to come up in her life. She said she felt like those same friends was being a little shady. And it's sad, right? First you friends with her. It's almost like she said when she was the one struggling, they were all okay with her. But then she was no longer struggling, they wasn't okay with her.
And
And they
some people
wasn't.
are only.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah,
Some
go ahead.
people only happy when you're on their level or below. As soon as you start to get a little bit higher, a little bit more, doing a little bit more, a nicer car, they have a problem with it. Like, we could only be friends if you're on my level or lower than my level. So I feel like
Right.
that's probably what happened. They started seeing, like you're saying, they start to see, okay, wow, now she really leveled up. She got all these followers, all this money. Like,
To the
yeah, I don't
possible.
like that.
Right.
It
I
is
had
real.
trying to fix my hair. I've been popping on Sherelle's World on morning and afternoon. Wait, Robin, you there?
I'm here. Hi.
Okay, hi. Yeah, Toria, yes. Once they stop once they all definitely to blame. They all are definitely blamed. They all are in this together, and that's why we're not really having nobody like I feel like come forth. But I often wonder too, because I'm just thinking about it, because the FBI or the police, they're not going to give us no play-by-play talking about, oh, we got one of them, somebody's talking. I in my heart of hearts, I'm almost feeling like they might have one of them.
Oh, for
I
sure.
don't know, right?
Yes.
I just get that crazy feeling that they got one of them.
Always a snitch in the
weak
group.
link.
Always a snitch in the group. Somebody has already
or
come
somebody
forward.
trying to save themselves.
And not just
yes, go ahead.
Not just that there's always one in the group. We know just based on having as much information made public as it was by way of all these videos that they are not like 100-watt bulbs. They're like 40 and 60. So, they're not too bright, and I don't even know how they're able to, and I don't believe that they're all in hiding. I do believe at least one of them is caught. I don't understand or believe them I don't get the impression that they even have not just the resources, but the wherewithal to hide out.
Yeah. They don't, right? They don't. I feel that way also. And just it's just so sad. But I would have thought this story was rare. If y'all did not get to see, the last video that Sherelle just did, right? Go back and check it out, because towards the end, I'm gonna say, a young lady told the story of her daughter who was 35, that something very similar happened to her, and on November 19th, she put her daughter to rest also. It was the saddest thing. Something very similar happened. And so you would think, good gosh, at 35, you still, harbor jealousy and stuff like that. All I can say is I'm extremely, extremely fortunate. One friend I have from junior high school. We've been friends since junior high school. I have another friend, over 30-year friendship. We thick as thieves. Okay. My other girlfriend that I went to nursing school with. I went to nursing school late. It's like my second career. But my other girlfriend that I went to nursing school with, thick as thieves. My one girlfriend I met when I started working in the hospital. I was just recently in her wedding. I have some really, really
when you had to decide which heels, right?
I had to decide which heels. Yes. And listen, she is what they, different hospitals call it different things, but she's a PCT, the patient care tech. When I first came to the hospital, let me tell you something. If that girl gave me an assessment, vital signs, whatever, I live by it. Now there was some other ones that I would go do my vital signs over.
They made it up. I know what you're talking about.
That part right there, they made it up. Because I'm just like, nah, how did these vital signs don't look right? Because I just was I had to go do it myself. So I know, don't get me wrong, I had some bad friends now along the way, but I'm fortunate that I have a good group of many
that stayed in your life.
That stayed in my life, that I'm very close to, and we're good to go. I don't believe this is about friendship for me. It's about trust. And I guess I put them hand in hand, best BK. Because my friends that I just called off, that been in my life like that long, I trust them. And listen, one of my girlfriends, she lives about 30 minutes from me. I called on the phone. Something happened in my house. I was like, what you doing? She was like, oh, I'm busy. She got her kids and stuff too. I told her what happened. She said, give me 15 minutes and I'll be on my way. Who's that? Okay. She said, give me 15 minutes and I'm on my way. But you know what? Let's circle back here. The same vital signs all the time. That part, high vibe.
Respiration 16 all the time.
What's the most popular blood pressure? It's like, there's a popular number when anytime somebody say that blood, that one right there, that part. whatever they do that, my blood boils. I'm like, come on, stop. Like, but whatever. All right. So let's reel this in. Let's talk about what we really came here for. Okay. Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay. This episode was really good. Let me tell you what is pulling at my heartstrings. Every scene with Kimmy now and Maurice. It is like tugging at my heartstrings really big, but we will get there. And again, I promise you, if I ever see Kimmy, I'll give her a big hug because she deserves what? For you to go through this, and this is real, this is not a joke. For you to go through this on screen, she's helping and saving a lot of people. And she had beautiful hair, right? Underneath all the wigs. Girl, can you give me some of that hair? Okay. Yeah, she had beautiful hair underneath all of that. But let's start out. Stormy, I don't know what to do with Stormy, okay? I'm still trying to figure out if I want to see her more or if I can't stay. I don't know what I'm going on with Stormy. Only thing I can say with Stormy is that I love the fact that this chick built Canvas Beauty up from the ground, from scratch. That tells you that no matter who you are, if you put your mind to it, you can do and be whatever you want to be and do. I mean, she really built this thing from scratch. And I wish Stormy was focused more on her story, because she has a lot of backstory. But part of her backstory is too, she was actually a stylist, and she talks about, I forgot what video I saw, if I saw it on her Instagram, whatever, but she talks about how God came to her dreams and was giving her all the ingredients to some of the stuff that she use to make that Canvas Beauty oils. You got to hear this chick's story. That's why I wish she would tell us more of that. Like, and she's been through a lot and she came through a lot. And I think Stormy's story could really help a lot of people. But right now she's in the mix of the shenanigans and this garbage, right? And we're not getting to see the true Stormy. I want to see Stormy show us that business side and help some young girls out there. And listen, maybe you help some older people too, to rise up and be an entrepreneur. Because Stormy got a lot in there and she knows how to she presents that Canvas Beauty very well. The boxes that she gave at the end of that peace party that they said it was a success. I mean, all right. I don't know how they define success, but
no fighting, no screaming, no cursing, no throwing drinks, no punching.
Okay, thank you, Robin. There you go. Boom.
I think that I really in my heart believe that we are seeing a turn on this show.
Okay.
I know that there has been so much blowback for the ratchetness that they have presented, as they went so far away from what the show was. I believe that we are seeing a better Stormy, and I don't believe that they're going to just turn her on a dime, although I feel like they turned her on a dime, not who she is, but how they are presenting her. She's actually very calm. I think that she tries to really keep people even keeled. She does not like conflict, as we saw that she had the peace party. We also know that she said that she started doing her beauty products when she was in high school, and she was selling them that far back. So we're being more introduced to a different side of her and business, which is how the show started.
That's true.
And I was really wondering also, like, everyone's like, oh my God, these people, Lou and what's her name? Tiffany, yuck. I happened to see, I didn't watch it because I just wasn't interested, but Lou was on a panel on another channel. And he just said what his business was. And I looked him up on LinkedIn. And then I looked Tiffany up on LinkedIn. What they are on paper does not translate on the screen at all. And so I think that they're trying to show us that, because again, so many of us were so bothered by the bad turn that this show took. I also think this was this show, as heart-wrenching as it was the best one that I ever. because the worst of the shade was just a little bit of Mel in her confessionals, but we got the professional, we got the family from Kimmy sharing her story, explaining the process, showing her family support. We saw Martell and Mel getting along to the point where each of them tried to bring each other peace offerings of their foodstuffs. I really am very hopeful that this is what the show is going to be moving forward.
Well, you know what? You make a lot of good points there, and I hope it does turn in that direction. So the peace party, it was Stormy, Tiffany, and Mel. Stormy felt the peace party was a success. Thank you for that definition, Robin. So I was about to, downgrade it now, but because you defined what success was in these reality shows, you're right. There were no drinks though. There was no fighting. There was no big arguing. So okay, I'll join in. The peace party was a success, right? Mel, said she had spoke to Destiny, and Destiny needs help. Okay, but she said she spoke to Destiny, and Destiny invited her to the photo shoot, and it kind of was what it was, right? And she also told the group that she invited Martell, his mom, on vacation, and that the kids are very mature and they can handle it. I do think, one thing I will say, I commend to the highest power Martell and Melanie for doing this, right? And it still breaks my heart. It is what it is that those two are no longer together, because I just felt like they just make the cutest couple and have the beautiful family. So let me throw this scene in there too, and then I'll go around to everybody. So Destiny and her cousin talk, Destiny and Demi has a makeup line. And that kind of clues into your point, Robin, how maybe they're trying to swing the pendulum around, right? Because I didn't know that Demi had a makeup line, and I didn't know that she pretty much, touched all of them in some way, shape, or form with her makeup or her hair. So it was nice to see that. So she's trying to work with Destiny, and they're going to have some type of party where they're going to invite everybody. So that was interesting, right? So Mel and Mom and the kids were packing for the trip. And Mel tells her mom that, I invited Martel. I invited his mom. Van gave a little side eye, like, all right, I'm a roll with this too, because she said, I haven't spoken to the mom, I think, since they got divorced or whatever the last time it was. So it's nice that all of them are going to be on this trip, right? So Martel and his mom is packing. See, here's the thing. We could say a lot about Martel, but when I see him in the confessionals, and when I see him talking to his mom, and when I see him with the guys, he doesn't seem all bad. It really seems like Martel has some good qualities to him, but he was just a cheater. But when I come to y'all can let me know. Yeah, it breaks my heart too that Martel really he messed up a beautiful thing. I could slap him when I see him. Okay, so Kimmy and Maurice, right? They're talking. This was one of the most heart-wrenching scenes. She says she needs 16 treatments. Okay, it's through a 20-week span. Then she has to have surgery, and then radiation, and then what I love the best, she said, and then a celebration. Kimmy's gonna beat this thing,
Yes.
and Kimmy, we are praying for you. Yes. And she said, she just thanks Jesus that, she's going to get through this and everything. So she's positive, and she was glad that the doctor kind of gave her some truths as he knows it, right? Because everybody was saying the one that she has, she's going to be okay, but she has a very progressive one. But he told her, he just gave her the truth, and she was appreciative of that. And again, I know people want to say, well, Maurice is the husband. He's doing what he's supposed to do. I'm giving Maurice big kudos because he's rocking this thing out, in my opinion. I'm loving Maurice now for the way that he's handling it. And I'm giving him a 10 out of 10 on this situation, right? Now, you got Mel and the kids in the car. I love the way they do their family. And I mean Mel and Martel. I just love it, hands down, right? She's talking to the kid, asking them about memories and all of that and their favorite moments, right? When Kimmy and Maurice got home, Her mother and father was there. And I guess that was two of her sisters and her son, Jalen. You know, I don't care how old your parents are and how old you are, um, it still breaks your heart. And I feel my heart broke for Jalen in that moment too, in that scene. Did you not? Like, I was just like, this is killing me right now. Okay. I also felt like the dad wasn't handling it well either. Like the dad seemed a little more emotional than the mom, when Kimmy was talking, you know, just speaking to them about her diagnosis. So it was a very heart-wrenching scene. And then, you know, Kimmy says she's a thug though. So she's gonna thug this thing out. I love her attitude in this whole situation. Just an
Yes.
amazing attitude about it, right? So Mel and the kids get to the house. Sugar Mama, can somebody help me go kidnap Sugar Mama? She's just a doll face. I want her so bad. Oh my God. She's so cute. She's just adorable. All the kids are beautiful. I just want to steal Sugar Mama. And so I thought it was really nice how Martell came there trying to bring, you know, Melody's favorite snack. And then later on, we find out that Melody tried to order, you know, Martell's favorite food. I was just like, y'all killing me right now. I want them to go to counseling. I just want them to be back together. But Karen, we'll start with you. And then I'll go around so we can all hear each other. What was your thoughts on this episode?
First, Diva, let me give my thoughts on trolls. Okay? Let's hey you guys, we all get opinions. Nothing is wrong with people disagreeing or not sharing the same opinion.
Right.
Opinions are based off of experience, off of so many different things, right? So it's only right that we would have we just hit billion on the planet, right?
Right.
So it wouldn't. Are we all supposed to have the same exact thoughts, Diva? I don't think so. And one thing I love about Chronicles of the Gray-Haired Diva and about the Diva Tribe is that she allows a space for us to all have our own entire opinion respectfully, y'all. Okay? So don't be coming for me or my friends in these YouTube streets for sharing our beautiful opinions with you. Don't be going in the comments on other people's channels and trying to tear down a woman who has taken the time to build a platform where all of us are safe.
Right.
Okay?
For your entertainment.
Yes. So I don't feel like that is acceptable. I just had to chime in on that. I saw what was happening earlier, and I just feel like people need to take a chill pill. I don't need to, like even yesterday, we didn't agree, but I love you. I love your POV. You helped me, even after we got off the thing, I was like, well, should I care more about that? You know what I'm saying? Most people,
Ian told me to go pray. I was like,
because most people, you don't even entertain a different idea until you hear it from a certain person. And luckily, the way that you deliver your alternate point of view, you're such a beautiful spirited person and your energy is such a high vibe that it makes me be like, well, I know that she's not crazy. Maybe I should try to see it from her lens. I don't feel like you're trying to change my mind. I don't feel like you're trying to make me feel like I should think like you. And I just want us to all allow the space in this beautiful universe for us all to be the shining bright stars that we are, and none two have to shine alike and no two snowflakes have to melt alike. Okay, you guys, now back to the regularly scheduled program.
Can the church say amen?
Amen.
And in the words of Diva, pass the plate.
Pass the plate, okay? Amen.
Go ahead, Val.
I appreciate that. Wait, go ahead, Val.
Because I only come for a minute because I'm trying to make dinner. But let me just say this. I want to say it because I'm laughing. I totally agree with what she just said. But because I was in my feelings on the last show that me and Diva was on, because I came on to say, you know what? Diva is a nurse. She not God. So stop acting like she got all judgment, everything. She making assessments as a nurse. People make statements as their opinion. opinion, assessment is your qualifications that make those decisions. Which one is assessment or which one is opinion? So it just aggravated me that just because she was giving her assessment on what the information that she knew, just like they're giving their opinion on the assessment that they knew, that they was coming at her. That shit was pissing me off so bad. I was like, you know what? Y'all all got your opinion. Stop coming at her. Just because she had a different opinion than you. That shit was irritating me. But I was trying to do my best because I know Sherelle hate when I cuss out her people on her panel. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right?
But that's all I want to say. That's all I want to say, Diva. I'm saying that it is so true what she just stated. You give everybody opportunity to say whatever they want to say, and that's good on you. Everybody handle their channel differently. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, stop coming at folks when they got a different opinion than what you have. You got your opinion, they got their opinion. Y'all ain't fucking the same, man. Stop it. Y'all stop. That's all I gotta say.
Right. Thank you, Val.
Another
Thank you,
Val.
Val.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah,
That was beautiful, Val.
you know what, we good. And for those that didn't know, like yesterday when we did the recap of Real Housewives of Potomac, we had a nice conversation. I was having fun. And it was all the kiki, ha ha. We all got emotional because listen, when we got inside, we stand firm on our side, and that's fine. But I mean, the emails I got in the first couple when I got them, I was like, all right, whatever, right? But then when people kept coming and coming, I'm like, are y'all crazy right now? They said I was colorist, I was racist, I hate Wendy. I don't know Wendy, okay? I was this, I was that, I was whatever. And you know what? True story, not this year, but last year I went to Damon John. He does this thing at the Apollo, this whole entrepreneur thing, right? I was in the bathroom. I was going to the bathroom and I said, holy crap. I saw Tiffany. And Lewis from Love and Marriage Huntsville was there, okay? And literally, I had just did a video because that was the season where they talked about little a monster. And I was blacking out. I was like, why did Love and Marriage Huntsville bring Tiffany and Louis into our life? I was blacking out. And I'm like in the bathroom underneath the thing, drying my hands. And I was like, why does that person look familiar? And I said, holy crap, that's Tiffany. That's Tiffany. They were there. But, I say all of that to say, I think Curbs or somebody was about to say it. With Tiffany and Lou, I think that, once you know how they say there's this saying like first impressions, you only got a few minutes to do your first impressions, and that's how people want to, I think their first impression came off wrong. And now they're trying to back their way into who they really are, but it's hard because people are still connecting with that first impression.
Right.
And every now and then, Tiffany still tries to get a little messy. I guess she's trying to, keep her job. But I think that if her and Lou would have really shown who they were, and maybe may have be seeing them differently. In addition to that, I got to give it to Marcel, because when he told Tisha that, Dr. Francis was a little bit too rough on him, I really felt that way too. I felt like he was telling the truth. But go ahead, Curbs, give your recap on what you want to say about this episode.
Okay, so I loved the girls getting together. I liked the way that Melody was clear about how, like, just because we used to be friends, we don't have to keep on being friends, and don't force us to be friends. That's the same thing with like what we just said with opinions. Just let things be where people put them. Okay.
Right.
And then we have, and Stormy's dinner, that was cute. I almost, you know what? Okay, you guys, I don't know. I kind of feel like Stormy and her dude are trying to be the new Mel and Martel, because they actually have the status and the money and everything that appeared to be had with Melody. Right. And I think they would be an actual better front running couple than any of the Scotts. Because they're less messy and there's less of them. Right. But
Tiffany's a little messy too.
Not
Tiffany. I meant to say Stormy.
Yeah, I totally love Stormy. And but I don't know what they're trying to do, because even to get Melody to come to the party, Stormy she was like, these are your friends. Like, she needed the connection of Melody to even those people that she wasn't talking to make the scene look like it made sense. Because you know what I mean? So I don't really know. I don't know if Melody's planning on taking a day off. So then what do we have? The little talk with Melody and the kids in the car. Love how she interacts with her children. I love how she treats them like little humans. I love that she's letting them develop and not trying to force them into any oh no, don't say that, don't think that, oh, me and your dad are getting back together, or any pipe dreams or anything. She's very upfront and honest and very nurturing, and like creates such a safe space for all of them. And I think I will come up with the plan with you on how we can get SM Sugar Mama, because she's too cute. Oh my God. She makes me want another baby, and I shouldn't be wanting one of those right now. Okay. She's adorable. Oh my God.
She's just too stinking cute.
Like sad when Martell and his mom were in his room. His room looked like a freaking basement room, no character, all white walls, just a bed and a dresser. Like, to go from a house with all of that to like, you're just in this room now because you couldn't keep your peen in your pants. It was kind of sad. It was kind of sad to me, but it never makes me want her to go back to him. Never. I don't, never. There's no amount of counseling I feel is too soon. Like, if it was a decade and he hadn't cheated on somebody for a decade, then I might say, yeah. But this is only 2 years ago, you guys. And he
has a child.
Her. Yeah, and he has a child. And he's duplicitous. So in the scenes with her, he's like all good. And in the scenes without her, he's kind of plotting on her. So I'm kind of over that. And it was sad for me to see him in that room with his mom like that. Like, poor thing. You should have just kept your family. Now, the thing with Tiffany for me is, you're totally right. I totally agree that had they presented themselves in a different light, in a more transparent light, the same way that their co-stars and other housewives were saying, you guys aren't transparent. They're like, yes, we are. And they're like, no, you're not. Yes, we are. But we can totally feel as viewers that they're not. They were hiding something. So you're right. Now that they're backing into this, oh, we're great, we're in love, it's like not really fitting. And I hope that they don't come back. Like, I don't ever miss them. I never miss them in a scene. Never. As a matter of fact, when they come back,
you forget about them.
I'm like, they're still here. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we're not to the actual, are we to when they get to Florida yet?
Yeah, we are. I did all the scenes. I did a little different today.
That was adorable. They were both thinking of each other. How can I make this go as smooth as possible? That is an indication of their co-parenting skills and how they're trying to really create a comfortable place for them at first. But as we see from what's about to happen, that was, he only brought the popcorn because there was kernels in the bottom of the bag. He wants all her teeth cracked on what's about to happen. So who knows? Who knows? It was a good show this time, though. It was good. It was a good, nice filler episode, but I'm looking forward to next week. How do I explain that? Next.
I am too. You know what? Somebody said they like Stormy on her social media. Why is she different on her social media? I don't follow her. Maybe I have to follow her.
Yeah, I totally follow her, and she just seems, when she does her live, she's really kicked back. Very like, oh my God, and just like talking to like literally her friend or her sister. Like, she's just open and just flows. And she actually has a little more shade in her lives. Like, I don't have to be anybody's friend that I don't want to be. Like, she says stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I can see how she's like different in her lives, but I like her either way.
Oh, how many? You gotta send me her Instagram, because this one I pulled up is only 948 followers. I don't think that's hers.
This is under, I'll email it to you now, but it's Canvas Girl Beauty is her name.
Oh, okay, that's what she's under. Okay, I'll look up on that then. Okay, all right. So, Robin, what did you think about this episode?
Well, like I said, it was my favorite of them so far. I am looking forward to a bit of I was actually hoping for a bit of a reset with even the relationships between the Holts as a whole unit and the Scotts when I saw them rolling up. But then when I saw Mel's face, Mel is not happy. But all in all, I just have to say that with all of the nonsense that we've seen, I just was happy this time. I wasn't frowning. I wasn't wanting to go on the own community page and say, can you stop Tara, showing us in a bad light? I mean, that is literally the first time this entire season that I did not visit the community page and have a lot of negative comments or constructive criticism. Let's change it to that.
Right. Change it
about
to that.
what we saw. And one of the things that really impressed me about the Holt family is that as much as there are issues between, of course, Mel and Martel, the way that all of them love on each other, especially the adults on the children. If every child on this earth had half the love that we saw on that screen, what a different world it would be.
I agree with you. But you know what? It's the adults. And eventually, because listen, I think all what I don't want to say all, it's never all right, but I think a lot of relationships when the demise come, there's this rough period, and then it's always nice if you can get through the rough period and kind of get to where Mel and Martel are at right now, where they can at least have some civil moments, where they can agree to even be on a trip together for the kids and with the kids. She did a little shade because she said, I pay for everything, just chill, go take whatever room you got and shut up, right? Pretty much. Because this is a free trip for you. But for her to even be willing to do that, right? And she's doing it really for the kids. And, Melanie is actually, she's a beautiful woman because when she went on that trip, she didn't have no makeup on, nice skin. I just thought, I just felt overall, it was a really good scene. It's like you got generations in that house together. And she was kind enough to invite his mother, knowing that she was going to invite hers. So I give her big kudos for that. Like, she's trying, and no matter what someone does to you, like, he cheated, but you still love the person.
Right.
That in love and whatever, you could play around with those words, but your heart doesn't stop loving that person just because all those bad things happen. Matter of fact, you got to fight to stop, feeling for them the way you used to, and stop thinking about them as a result of what they did and the fact that you're divorced and all of that stuff. So like you said, this whole entire episode, it was heartfelt for me. Outside of the fact, with Destiny, I don't know if she's doing this for the show or if it's just her, but girl, it can't be this deep. Oh, even if Melody want to be friends with you, you would never go back being friends with her. Destiny, what happened that
she
deep?
Would.
I feel that way too, Shan. I feel that way too, right? I'm like, what happened that deep that is you really got to say all of that? Like, that's ridiculous. So, but anyway, go ahead, Robin, finish up.
Well, I was going to say, as relates to Destiny makes no sense to me at all on the show. She doesn't seem to be steeped in any purpose. I don't know if they haven't developed her character or if she hasn't given it enough thought. Even you were giving her some props for her business, in air quotes, and collaborating with her cousin. Just the conversation they had, it was so empty because it didn't have a beginning, a middle, or an end. It just had a something. And she doesn't seem focused. I don't believe her to be business minded. We know that she lacks a lot of basic social etiquette skills.
Yes.
You're coming into my business. Even if I don't think you speak to me, it's my business. I'm always going to sell to you. By selling to you, if I just say hello, that's a sale, and that didn't happen. So one thing that she hasn't done is shown her own purpose. And I believe that what happens with all these reality shows, as we have seen, is many of the people who are on there seek to ultra monetize their experience with the openings of all these different businesses. Because, let's face it, some of them don't have other streams of income outside of this, which is, if I can please allow me, like it is an aside, one of the things I wanted to say yesterday before I got knocked off of the StreamYard is that when we looked at those women from Potomac, Giselle, Robin, and Ashley, they all have their social and economic status at its initial phase from their marriages, right? So it's not like they didn't go out and the difference with Wendy and her husband, they did their hustle from the ground up. And so that's kind of the difference. So Wendy already, like you said, she does have something to lose because she worked for this thing. These other people, it's like they hit the lottery. You know, you can lose it, but you know, you didn't work for it, so it's no sweat off your back. So the thing, that's the problem with Destiny, because Destiny was very much like that. She came in married to the chicken man. Right. But what else did she have? Nothing. And then all of a sudden, this low budget seeming beauty supply store that has only half been open, who even had a relaunch where there was no business activity except for some place to film. So I think that there's a problem with Destiny for me, because she takes up too much time and doesn't say anything. And with her funky attitude, you can't even really appreciate that she's pretty.
Right, you sure can. You know what? You missed that part. You missed that part because she is a beautiful woman, but you totally missed that part because it seems like her insides is so ugly and messed up. And somebody said it earlier, she's like a little pouting child. Like she's always pouting. Like you can't let anything go. I would have best said, you know what? Yeah, me and Melody, because y'all look like you had fun at the photo shoot. So what happened between the photo shoot and now that you absolutely do not ever want to be her friend? And if that was the case, why did you invite her to the photo shoot?
Well, like somebody who is that somebody made the comment that we know that the show is edited. And I like to say that I often, you know, it's been a long time since I have used that disclaimer, because I feel like if everybody does understand that these shows are heavily edited, then, you know, that's a problem. But we found it problematic because the turn that yesterday's conversation took. But we do know that they're creating a narrative, but there is some reality base. There's a base of reality that we live off of in these reality shows.
Absolutely. And I think that what happens is, I think that yes, they all said it right. They have to tell you, okay, it's going to be a restaurant scene, or it's going to be this, or it's going to be that. But I think the words and stuff that comes out during these scenes is what shocks people, and they know it's going to get people worked up. So, like, you know, to go back to Candace when she said, "Where's Eric, the producer?" She knew that the producers knew that Giselle was going to bring up that conversation, but Candace didn't know. So they was going to get Candace's raw reaction. But Giselle knew what they was doing, because they had to set up a scene where Giselle would be in the room just to talk to Candace, you know, during that event. So it's messy. It's like they putting people in an experiment and kind of seeing how they're reacting, and then they react that way because it's like TV, and it's like you almost feel like too. I can get how you can feel like, okay, well, she done came at me sideways. This is being filmed. I'm gonna come back at her sideways. Right. We're not about to let this go off. So it's stuff like that. But you know what though? Is what you signed up for. Yeah. So you can't take the big check and then complain that, oh, it was edited this way or that way. Just what you signed up for, you agreed to it. One of my subscribers, Andrea, I go between Andrea and Andrea because I have two people in my life. One is Andrea, one is Andrea. But she sent me the contract because for the Real Housewives of Potomac, she was going to do something on there with Katie, because her and Katie are really good friends. And she was just not even going to be a main like person. And the contract was brutal. Anything you do, we can own it. We have the right to cut this up, chop it up any way we see fit. You can't say nothing. You got to shut your mouth. And, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, when you read down that contract, I was like, good gosh. But at the same time, I would say this. If you are a person, because listen, when you work corporate America, Target, wherever you work, right? And you get your salary. So you get your salary and whatever it is nothing compared to if they're telling you, let's just say your first season, you only getting 250,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
You figure I got to do 13 episodes and I'm going to get $250,000. I could work every day for 365 days, maybe get 10 days vacation, maybe get some, other whatever days they want to give me in there. And I'm not going to make nowhere near 250,000. I'm not mad at them for signing on the dotted line, but you got to know what doubles then you getting into, and is it worth it to you? But
Diva, they lose it.
huh?
I said they lose it. I have to tell you how they came at you. I was watching Ready to Love. And
Uh-huh.
even when I was live tweeting, I was like, based on what they showed us on the TV, right? Because I know that it's edited. Let me tell you, one of them came at me so hard, cussed me out with real curse words, spelled them out. And I was like, okay, you are boo boo the fool because you did they not tell you that you were signing away your name, image, and likeness?
Yep,
I'm
Right.
clear
they did.
about it. And and if you're gonna react like this, especially if you can't see those words that I wrote based on what they showed us throughout my comments, because we know it's heavily edited, then you need to stay off of the comments because that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about how so and so from outside of what they showing us inside that square that we look at.
Right, is that
Right.
part, right? That part. I stopped watching it because after a while I was just I didn't like the way the reunions was going with Ready to Love. But I will say this, I was shocked to find out, but they were a cute couple. What's his name? He was the car god.
Oh, Rashid and Simone, yeah.
Yes, I was
They
happy
got
for them.
married. I
Oh,
love that for them.
sweet.
They're so
I
beautiful.
thought that they
I
didn't have.
watch
And
them on
I know
YouTube
that she had.
sometimes.
Yeah, I watched them. I thought they didn't. I hadn't seen them announce their date of their wedding, but I know that she had the Mexican bachelorette and he had his bachelor party. They're cool. They're nice people. They seem nice and well suited. And when we watch these YouTubers, we also, if you have any kind of common sense, you listen and understand when they tell you how totally staged a lot of stuff is. Because talking about Rashid and Simone, they told us on their thing, we were asking the producers to let us go on a date.
On a date,
They didn't put
yeah.
us on a date until it was time for me to get kicked off. So oh, you didn't.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, I
there's
didn't know.
yes, and a lot, and some of these. Oh my! Because of you and Sherelle and Kempire. I started following a few of these different people, and I watch, especially when I watch um the interviews that they do after they've gotten kicked off of the shows. The stuff that they share is bananas. It is, I mean, like how terribly set up they are, who lies about what, and what the producers tell them to say and do. And so it gives a different level. You look at the show differently and you kind of laugh
It's
about
not
it, but you
real.
also make these other, no, it's not real. And it was crazy, like they're not, but there is some of it that's real. That's the craziness. But I don't want, let's
Right. And
go
it's
there.
and
We
it's
gotta love
hard
it, Marriage
for
Huntsville.
Yeah, it's hard for us to decipher the real from the non. But before I want to tell you about another couple there. But before we do that, Shan, I want to come to you. What did you think about this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville?
I like Stormy. I don't know why, but I feel like she's genuine. I could just kind of read people. My grandma had this gift too. I could just
Uh-huh.
see it in her. Like she has potential. But I feel like she should focus less on Mel's business and maybe get some business of her own.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if she brings her side of the story, to the show and what she's doing in her business more, then we could really make her a main character in the show. But I feel like she's heavily focused on like Mel business and Mel becoming friends with Destiny. And I love how Mel set her boundary. Like, we're cool right now, but we're not friends, like Kurz was saying. I like that part. And I love Kimmy. I think Kimmy is a beautiful person. I really, I'm praying for her that she gets through this. I know she'll get through this, but I don't know why I always like Kimmy. And I am the least fan of this show. Like, I watch the show sometimes I'm really desperate. Like, I watched last night's episode. The prior episode I didn't watch. I watch sometimes. Like I knew I'd be off from work tonight, so I'm like, Diva's gonna do a recap. Let me jump in. Let me watch because I'm nosy, right? So, but I could take or leave this show. But I think it was beautiful how Martell and Mel went on vacation for the kids.
Yeah.
But I'm glad she's not back with him, because not only did you cheat on me, you embarrassed me in front of the world, then you had a baby on me. Like I couldn't forgive that. So I love what they're doing for the kids, but I'm glad that she's leveling up and she's gonna find bigger and better things. And I think Martell's, I don't think he's the worst based on what they're showing. I just feel like maybe a polygamous relationship would have been better suited for him.
Right. There you go. Right. So wait, you went on forgive or forget back in the day, and the producer turned your best friend against you. Wow. I learned then how TV works, LOL. But you know what's wild? That your best friend did it. That's what's crazy, right? Roy, are you there?
I am here.
Okay, tell us how you felt about this episode.
Okay, I really enjoyed this episode. I don't think this was a filler episode. I really think this was an important episode to get us prepared to end off this season. I thought it was very interesting how we opened up the show. We're at Stormy's event. She did keep her promise to keep Tiffany in the show, and so she actually followed through, which I was really shocked, because sometimes I get the vibe from Stormy that she just kind of says stuff just to say stuff, just to be saying stuff. But the fact that she actually followed through, loved it. Thought it was kind of interesting how Mel and Tiffany, I feel like they haven't seen each other in a very long time, so it was kind of interesting to see them, get back together. Mel was definitely giving me standoff energy from Tiffany, like, friends, why are we asking about this? What are we talking about? I kind of miss Tiffany and Mel's relationship. I really enjoyed earlier this season when Mel was helping Tiffany out to find her birth parents, going to her hometown, going through the documents and things like that.
Yeah, so, what happened with that?
I feel like she kind of ran into a bump in the road with
what happened
something with that.
It was not genuine.
I have an idea.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm giving it the side eye because I forgot all about that nonsense.
Royer is perfectly correct, because Royer, remember how you gonna look for your parent. You go to the town, you meet somebody who says they know your mama, and you don't even try to get their contact information.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah, it was something crazy with that. So yeah, but I do not like how they are trying to pressure Mel to make it seem like she's building a friendship back with Destiny. I didn't like how they kept, trying to make emphasis on it like it was such a big deal, and it really wasn't.
Because they have nothing better to do. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
it gives like Mel is the Beyonce, and everyone needs to be embedded into her storyline.
Well, that part. That's why, you know what? Let me tell you, that's why I feel like if Mel goes, there is no love in Marriage Huntsville.
I would agree.
It's not. I don't see it. And listen, I could be wrong. I think I'm still trying to feel my way around Stormy, but I don't see Stormy and her husband being able to hold their own. They don't have that same Mel and Martel energy and charisma.
Stormy's not that girl. She's not Melanie at all. No. Melanie gives me Nene Leakes vibes, but not in a negative way.
Yep.
She reads you, but it's still cute. It's still polite. She's still, cordial with you.
Yeah.
And I can roll with that. So that's why I really like Mel. I feel like Mel stays very even, consistent, until you throw her off her rocker, and then she got to get you together. But other than that, she stays consistent.
Do you guys think Mel is... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Do we think Mel?
Do you think Mel feel like she's bigger than what's going on now? I feel like that's the vibe she gives. Like, I did this show, now I'm like, popping. I kind of want to get away from these mediocre things. Not in like a bad way, but just in I want to do more, maybe.
Right. Well, you know what? Before I realized how Destiny was, I was giving Mel the side eye. right? I was giving Mel the side eye. But then when I realized that Destiny is the problem, I don't feel that way about Mel. I think that similar, but in a low-key way, similar to what how they're trying to push Wendy and Candace off the show. I feel like they was trying to push Melanie off the show because
Yes.
her and Martel are no longer thick as thieves. Because when her and Martel were together, they were like the lead couple, even though it had the two other brothers on there together. Mel and Martel was still the lead couple. But once they broke up, they felt like now we can tear both of them down in a sense.
Yeah.
And we got the leverage over them and we can get them off the show. That was just my thought. But finish your comments, Roy.
Yeah, Mel gives me very humble beginnings. I don't forget where I come from, so I'm not just gonna up and leave where I come from. I feel like Mel is trying to slowly phase her way out of the show, but still be in the show enough to have that full-time castmate. I really think that she would do better behind the camera producing. I feel like she could probably help the producers pull more out I'm gonna try to say characteristically, if that's a word, because I don't feel like they do a good job introducing some of these newer cast members.
Right.
I don't feel like they've done a good job introducing us to Stormy and really giving us a backstory behind who Stormy is. I feel like they brought Stormy in to be a messy girl. And even though she is a messy girl, Stormy has a story behind her that is bigger than all of this. Right. And I feel like Mel knows that, and that is why she's been trying to push Stormy kind of closer to, but it doesn't seem like that Stormy is forming the relationship she needs to in order to bring that full story to present so that she can have that time. So I just hope that they can do better introducing and giving the newer people more time. I don't think Tiffany and her husband need more time. I feel like you've had your opportunity. We're here on season 2 with you, and y'all still not giving us what needs to be given. So we can go on and exit them stage left. On to Destiny and her cousin. This is for TV. It's giving me TV. It's giving me Destiny can't hold her on, so she's latching on to whomever and whatever she can to pull her own bootstraps up. When she was saying the name, you could tell that she was like, to her cousin, whatever I don't want to say whatever. Her cousin's makeup line, whatever that name was.
You know what? Real quick, her cousin, if she's really her best friend and her best cousin, she needs to take her down to her hair store and get her a new wig.
Better wig, yes, sir.
That wig was not okay. It was so distracting. So distracting. That's just my side note on the cousin. She had a wisp of her real hair out over her ear and then tucked behind her ear.
I saw that.
Did you see that?
Okay, I saw that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
No, you good. They're not no good for each other because she's not honest with Destiny either. And when she tries to be honest, she tries to be, and Destiny throws it off. But that's not a real cousin to me, because a real cousin ain't gonna let you throw nothing off. No, girl, you miss Mel. There's some issues with that friendship that you need to deal with. That you were not all the way correct in the things that you did, and nor was she. But Destiny can't even get to that place because Destiny is just not even there for herself. We have to get Destiny to a place where she's dealing with Destiny.
Right.
And the trauma that comes with Destiny. And then maybe we can work towards building that friendship back. But as we stated last week, it's just way too early. Destiny has some working on herself that she needs to do in order to get to a place where friendship is even a question at this point.
Do you feel like we work in the show?
Do you feel
like you should be working the show? Wait, hold on. Let me just throw this in there while you're on this way. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I can perhaps have an insight. Now, I don't know what this man did or didn't do, but I could perhaps have a little insight on how it could possibly have been the demise of Destiny's marriage. Is she showing up in her marriage or in any relationship the way she shows up to us?
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Woo! It's a whole lot.
Tragic.
Do you think?
Tragic.
But you know what? Royer made such a good point about how we're introduced to these characters.
Yes.
As you were speaking, I have this whole new vision. Now call me producer. I think that it's a mistake. They don't all have to be friends in the sense that they're really like friends that we do all these things together personally. Because it reminds me of when I first graduated from college, I had those people that I worked with or had colleagues. I had people I would be on the phone with all day, every day, because I worked in politics. And, I would see them at the political events. But I wasn't inviting everybody to my party or to my house or out to dinner. It was a business association. I think that this show could be really interesting if what they did is they take let's say Stormy, and we focus on her business and how she works and what kind of boss she is and how she's a boss. And maybe they all come together at the Chamber of Commerce meetings, instead of let's go on a girls' trip.
But nobody would watch that, honestly, in 2022. Sadly.
I think I would. So I guess I'm nobody. But I'm
no, I'm not.
I'm being facetious when I say that.
Saying, like the society we live in, we like drama in reality shows. It's sad.
That's because that's all we like it because that's what they feed us. They don't feed the other side of your hand color that. Right? You may get a table flip, but you're not I don't watch those anymore. But I just think that people, if you give somebody something that is quality, for me, I'm about to punch my AARP card. So I'm not for some of the craziness that goes on. But I am interested, even though I would love to know more about not Tiffany, but Tiffany's business that she co-founded that has to do with clinical
glasses for black noses.
Huh?
The business of black glasses for black faces or something.
No. The business that's a collaboration. But what I read on her profile in LinkedIn is that she co-founded a business that has to do with increasing the numbers of black people in clinical trials. And so for me, that's interesting. I'd be really interested to know how, Stormy does her thing. We see Stormy's doing her thing, but even though Kanye's he was a billionaire, he doesn't seem to have had any idea about how the real business of his business, the Yeezy stuff, happened. I think there's an audience, because I'm speaking for myself.
No, I would watch it. I just want to be clear, not to be disrespectful. I just wanted to say I would watch it, but I feel like the majority of people who watch it probably watch for some drama. Like, I love watching interesting stuff. I Google all day how to start this and how to do this. I would watch it with you as well, but I feel like a lot of people, they wouldn't watch.
Well, you know what? We are conditioned. We are conditioned now by the reality shows for drama. And as a matter of fact, when you see a lot of commentary, if the show doesn't have drama, is now labeled as a filler show. Not much happened. It was boring.
That's what I mean. The ratings.
Yeah, no, I'm following you. But
except if you like it, if you don't know that you're crazy, right? What I remember learning that if you think something about something, like Shan said, she'd watch it. So you watch it. I think that it's like, and they talked to somebody and they showed somebody. I don't think that it's as isolated. I think that if you give people quality entertainment and information, they will come to it. But it's worth a try, if nothing else.
No. You know what? I'm definitely saying this, but see, you know how this advertising thing works? It works at what we are bombarded with, right? So we have been so bombarded with this reality TV. It's become the norm to us, and it's what we expect. And it's going to take a minute to kind of transfer the mind and swing everybody around with the pendulum, so to speak, right? Now, I watched this one woman, she said garbage in, garbage out. So So like when you watching this garbage, but you know it's a little pastime, right? Can you put just mute for a minute if you're not talking? Because I think I'm getting a little feedback. So you know
Is that me?
It might be.
Okay.
But you know what's funny? It didn't sound like it just did. But yeah, just mute your yourself for 1 second, then I'll chat with you. But for instance, there was this show, and I love this show, and they didn't give it. I forgot how many seasons it had, but then they didn't renew it for another season. She's a comedian. Somebody might remember it. She was given one of the children,
Kim
the one of
Whitley.
the
Kim
yes,
Whitley.
yes. I love that show, and I was yes, and I was dying to see. Huh?
It was actually very highly rated on the O Network. The Kim Whitley show?
Yes.
Yeah.
But why did they cancel it?
She didn't say, and she wasn't able to say, but we do know based on, you know, they had very high ratings. And when she was on the O Network, which was very new at the time, it was like, I think she said it was the highest rated show that they had.
Raising something was the name.
Raising Whitley.
Was it Raising Whitley?
Yes.
I think so. I believe
so.
No,
what was the little boy's name? I thought it was his name. Raising.
No, he was raising her. That's why she called it Raising. No,
okay.
Really, that's what she called it. It's called Raising
but you know what though? But either way, I love that show. I would without fail, I would never miss it. I liked the way the village was helping her. I liked how she told the story of how she even got him. It was a really good, heartfelt show. And when they did have drama, it was natural drama, right? Because remember her best friend who was the dad? And they was friends, but then it seemed like they had something going on, and then they got into it because it was such a really good show. But
real TV, real life,
real life,
that was
TV. Reality. But did you ever watch that movie, The Devil Loves Prada?
Yes.
Okay. So what I did retail like a long time in my life because I did it all through college. But I'll say this. There was a scene in there where, you know, she said, "Oh, you think you're wearing that blue sweater because you picked it out yourself?" She's like, "No, you're wearing that blue sweater because earlier in this summer or whatever, I can't remember exact words, we was in the room and we decided that blue was going to be the color for spring. And that's why you got that blue sweater on." So it's the same thing with, you know, this TV. We are bombarded now. We came to the point where now everything is streaming, a lot of streaming. You know, there's not many sitcoms on, and reality TV just took over, and it kind of was forced down our throats. And that's why we're so addicted to it and we watch it so much. But yes, you are right, Robin. We would enjoy it. Why? Because we all used to enjoy those heartfelt sitcoms when they came on. But somehow they got pushed out and this reality TV got swung in, and it's like they're bombarding us with it. So
it's not somehow. What happened was the writer's strike opened the door to reality TV. And we have so much of it because it costs so little to produce reality TV. And I think and reality TV used to be following real people in their lives. I think now we should, because it is very scripted. And I don't know how they get around the Writers Guild, but anyway, they need to change it from reality TV to cause and effect TV. Because if those people ain't act the way they did on TV, the effect wouldn't have people coming at you, Diva, just for your opinion about something that's fictionalized.
I know, it's crazy.
True.
It's crazy.
They did the same thing with T and Tamara's show too. You know, that was a very positive show in my opinion. T and Tamara had their reality TV. I want to say it was on E, maybe.
Yes, it was. That's when we learned that was the mean one.
Yep. I'm so dead. They had 2 seasons, and because they refused. Oh, you got to go watch it, Diva. It's on Amazon Prime. But they had 2 seasons, and because they refused to act a fool and cut up with each other and all that, they cut the show. They said, "We're not doing that. That's not who we are, and we're not doing it." So they cut the show themselves. They said they were not renewing themselves for another season because they were being asked to do things that was not naturally them. But let me jump back into my review real quick, and we can move on.
Sorry about that, Mr.
No, you're good. But Kimmy and Maurice. Oh my God. Husband of the year.
Hello.
Couple of the year.
Hello.
Positivity. Look, I love that Kimmy is, and you can even tell when Kimmy is in her confessionals, she's really thinking about what she says because she knows that I'm being watched. People are going to see this. And I want to put the best example forward so that I know that when this is replayed, I know in my mind, I got this and the viewers got this as well. Someone else who has cancer got this. Someone else who has some kind of disease got this. Anybody can make it through. I love that once they got home, her family was there, rallied around her, supporting her. We're having conversations. We're asking questions. We're getting details. Jalen just breaks my little heart. He is so fine. Oh my gosh, hearts to him. But the way that he is there supporting his mom, the way he is there supporting Maurice, do I need to come to any appointments? Are we going to alternate? What can I do? He reminds me so much of Kimmy. So just strong on the outside, but on the inside, sensitive like a teddy bear. So I am praying for him. I'm praying for them. Mom, I'm so glad that she's there to support. Dad is there. I think Kimmy has a little bit closer relationship with her mom than her dad, from what I understand, from what I've been watching. So I feel like this probably may be a little bit more difficult for him. Being that mom is there, or has been there for Kimmy, they have a pretty good relationship. So I just love that scene. I am 100% here for Maurice being that husband. We see it so many times on these reality shows where the husband is not there to support, or he out cheating, or he out doing whatever he does, but he is there 10 toes down. And like she said, when I asked him, are you scared? His immediate answer was no. And that's what she needed. And he knew that. And it was so beautiful that later on in that scene, he was able to say, yes, I was scared, but I knew you needed me. So I was there for you. So Maurice, you get it from me, brother. You got it. Husband material. Husband material. The kids in the car going with Melanie. Love it. I love seeing Mom Melanie. She is just that girl. I love it. We get to the villa. We're having a great time with the kids. I love how they come together to try to please one another. I'm here to try to make you happy. You're here to try to make me happy. And we're going to bring this thing together for the children. I love that Melanie is still being honest and open with the kids. I wanted Dad to be here because I want us to continue to still have a good relationship. Even though we're not getting back together, I want y'all to know that we are a family. We are here no matter what, and we support y'all. I love that she invited his mom. Y'all gonna go on to sleep upstairs. The kids will be down here with me. If you need me, don't need me. Don't complain. Don't ask me for nothing. You are here on a free trip. Enjoy yourself and stay in your room. Period. Ooh, I wanted Mel to play him so bad and be like, you know what, Martell, I was thinking about you sleeping with me, but since you said that, I'll go ahead and show you to your room. That would have made me crack up. Oh my goodness. But
wait, let me just throw this in, Maria, you can finish, but she's a good young mom. To be that young and to have that mindset of, no, I'm not going to jack up my kids. I'm going to try to, see how we could do this with the dad, his grandmother, all of that. Big kudos to Melanie for that. She gets a 10 plus, but go ahead.
A 10 plus. And I'm going to tell you why she gets a 10 plus from me. Because you can still see the chemistry and the love between the two of them. But like you said, Melanie refuses to allow her immaturity to step in because she knows I have children that are watching me and I'm trying to do better for myself. And I'm not going to set myself back by a momentary desire of whatever it may be. Overall,
he ain't bad looking.
He ain't at all, and he's smooth.
No.
He is. So,
is.
You catch me on the right day. I may just kind of straight up.
Agreed.
You know, he not telling you for saying the double.
Yes,
He himself in his shape. You know, he not. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Melanie is holding it down. I'm so proud that they were able to come together. I do not like that Martell is bringing special guests without letting us know. But we'll
What
deal
is
with
it when
that
people
next
bring
week when
in
we come
guests?
to that.
Yo, what is
Destiny
that about?
That's what I wanted to talk about too.
Production.
I'm like, okay.
You know what I think is partly about? He needs, see, Melanie can do her business on her own. Martell needs somebody. And so he feels like the only somebody he could get that could possibly help him is Marceau and Tisa. But Tisa, you know what? She, you know, I'm trying to feel her out too, but she could be nice nasty. She could be nice nasty.
Tisha is nice.
She's
nasty,
bitter.
for sure.
She's bitter.
Oh, that's what you
and
say.
She can't just stop. She can't just stop. She looks and appears very jealous of Melody. She looks like she wants her position really bad. It feels like she hates that Melody had to give them a leg up to help them even start Sculpt. She feels like she resents the fact that Melody is thriving after her family's demise.
Yes.
And the way she comes in there, not reading the room after saying all the stuff she's been saying without Melody, these last couple of scenes and episodes, speaks volumes of why Melody doesn't mess with her.
Well, she's bitter. She's bitter because she was really banking on the demise of Melanie and Martel's
and she thought it was gonna, but she thought it was gonna take out Melody.
Upper hand.
Exactly, and it did not.
She thought it was gonna put her on the upper hand, and it didn't. And you can even see that when the little snippet that they showed us, you can tell that she was trying to intentionally get under Mel's skin, trying to nip at Mel, trying to get her to pop off because she knows that her mother has been wrong this whole entire time. And so Tisha can't say anything because your mama done acted a fool so bad that she don't even give you no room to act no kind of butt. And so you have to wait for Melanie to show you something that you can attack on. So then you can jump and act bad girl and then get on, you know. But I think she is jealous that Melanie was able to get out of her marriage as well and be successful. I really don't think Tisha likes being stuck in the marriage that she is in, especially now that she has been exposed to the world of how her husband really is. I think she sees it for herself. And so she's trying to find a lane where I don't want to leave my husband, but I want the life that Mel has as well, being able to do what she wants, have the freedom, have her business, be successful. She wants that, but she can't grasp onto it because she's not willing to make the sacrifices that Mel has made. And unfortunately, Mel didn't intentionally try to make these sacrifices. Her situation just put her in this predicament that she had to either soar or drop to the ground. And she did what she did and soared and went on.
Remember, do you guys remember when Melody was going to start that radio show and then Tisha hurried up and started the radio show and used the same name?
The podcast, yes.
I mean, it was way back. And that was even before Martell's 20 girlfriend comments, which is always her problem, right?
Yes, you are correct. I forgot about that.
And then I got to go real in a second. I got a meeting real quick, but I just wanted to touch on Destiny before I dropped off. That Destiny kind of pretends like it was her idea that her and Melody aren't friends anymore. And like, no, there's no way that I'm going to do that anymore. When we clearly saw Melody set a healthy boundary. We clearly saw that. But the way she's spinning it to Wig is that she chose.
Did you say to Wig?
Yes.
Yes, she did.
It's horrible. Hopefully she'll see this. This is all with love if you ever see this lady. But if you get a new one, please. Because you're going to have millions of Black girls walking around thinking that's okay. It wasn't okay. It wasn't. So, but she totally is trying to convince Wig that it was her idea. And I just felt like that's part of more of Destiny's issue. That's more of her issue with just being honest with herself even.
And that's even more of a reason why Destiny is a bad cousin. Why you let your cousin get on TV looking
Hello?
like that? You seen her looking like how she was looking before the camera.
Oh my gosh, she was bad. And the band around the front was very tight.
Destiny is another miserable one. She's miserable. She is just There's no word. She's got to go. She's got to get off this TV. She really
I
has
love you
to.
guys.
And I don't want her to die her.
Bye.
I don't want her to be broke.
Okay.
I want her
Peace.
to have a check. I want her to be able to afford life. I want her to be able to take care of her family. But sometimes we got to set aside our minutes. Sometimes up here is more important than everything else. Because if you ain't right up here, what's the point of working hard and doing all of this for your family and they're not benefiting from it? You ain't benefiting from it. What is this for?
Yeah, and you're causing yourself more stress because you're getting mad about the way people are seeing you and thinking about you, and you trying to busy trying to say it's not me. They're editing, but it's you. And you know, my interview I did the other day with Dr. Boogie, he said something that really touched me. He said you gotta love yourself.
Was so good, Diva.
Wasn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't
I
it?
love him. Oh my gosh. He was so inspiring. So
inspiring. I could have spoke to him for like 3 hours. I was like, listen, I got to go because I could speak to you all night. But he gave so many good tips. But when he said, once you love yourself, everything else will fall in place. Yep. I really do feel that way. I feel like it's not simple for some people to love themselves, but I feel like that is the secret sauce right there. When you love yourself, everything else will fall in place. Tennessee girl, I let this up because you hit the nail on the head. I don't blame them. She's talking about Tia and Tamara. You see what happened to the Braxton sisters. Yes, it was ugly. It was ugly. And they did it because they wanted to keep their money. And I get it when you need the money, but it's like at what cost? Yes, Steve, I remember that show because she adopted the little boy that the young lady left at the hospital. She adopted that child. Whitney, she's comedian, actress, awesome ratings. Yeah, I didn't know there was a race. I didn't know what happened. And I really wanted to see him grow up because the little boy, I just fell in love with him. I fell in love with him on that show.
Say that was during the transition when Oprah was kind of switching because she owned OWN at that point in time.
Oh.
And I want to say when the hands switched, that's when a lot of stuff switched on OWN because there were a lot of pretty good shows on OWN when she owned it. And then once kind of that flipped over, a lot of the stuff that was on there got canceled or not renewed or whatever you want to call it. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Stormy said the truth, those are Mel's people. Oh, she's saying for the dinner. Yeah, go ahead, I'm listening.
And like Mel is really inspiring for you to go through all that and like be on top. It's like, whoa, I can see why Tisha and them is mad. I feel like a lot of them expected her to fall. Destiny expected her to fall, but no, she really stood tall. And I feel like that's why they're really mad. It's like, how could you go through all this, a divorce, this, humiliation, all of this, and you like doing better than me? That's why I feel like they feel. I feel like that's the real issue.
No, you hit the nail on the head, right? But again, I hate to kind of correlate this to this Shaquilla story. But you know,
got a new member, Diva.
Huh?
You got a new member.
Oh, I do. Where?
Black Panther.
Oh, well, Black Panther, thank you. Thank you, Black Panther, for becoming a member. I truly appreciate it. People can be jealous of you, and it doesn't matter the age. And proof is what Melody is going through. You should be commending a single mother, even though Martel, like, I don't want to dismiss his involvement because he's still highly involved, and I commend him for that too. But she's still for somebody to be a single mother and have to still run your business and rise up to the top. A lot of people, when they go through these situations, it's hard for them to, get back to the level where Melody is at. For Melody to have paid for that trip and brought Martell and his mom and didn't ask him for a dime, that's a boss woman. You said it. Yes.
Clap, clap.
Yes. And that's why I love her.
That is forgiveness because I would have told him, you can come on a trip. You can come on a trip, but get your own hotel. Meet me here. We'll meet up. We'll go to the beach one day. Thank you.
You
That
better
is
talk,
forgiveness.
Shan.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to learn that level of forgiveness because I have some issues.
Mm. But
But
that's
you know
growth
what,
and
though?
maturity. That is
That
growth and maturity.
woo,
That is mental work
yeah,
and emotional work. And I'm
yeah,
proud. I'm proud.
yeah. But you know what she also said when she was talking to Stormy and Tiffany? She also said, Mel said, you know what? Certain stuff don't even bother me no more. That's when you know you've risen above. That's when you know, like, you love yourself. That's when you know that you have
Peace.
arrived. Peace,
Peace.
peace,
We
peace.
all need
And
to
you know, the other
aspire
thing
to be a
is
part of that
sometimes,
level of peace. My mom always
yes,
says, your peace of mind is everything. More
Yeah,
than money,
everything.
more than everything. Anything in the
Ain't
world.
nothing worth it. Nothing.
yeah.
The other thing is, oh, it didn't slip my mind. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Black Panthers, thank you for becoming a member. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So yes, it's that
Oh,
peace. Go ahead.
yes. The other thing is sometimes you have to accept the apology that you are never going to get. And I feel like Mel has accepted a whole lot of apologies that she has not received. And that is
Amen.
where a lot of her growth is coming from as well. Forgiving those and just moving on.
And
Doing
I'm
it for
trying to
You're
herself.
learn
welcome,
that.
Black
If
Panthers.
anybody could give me some advice.
Let me tell you something with Tennessee girl. See, you know what the problem? Well, the situation I'm gonna call it with Miss Marlene. That's her son. Martell is her son, and you know, mamas listen to their son. Okay, so her son came was crying all the time. Derby Diva Empowerment. Thank you for becoming a member. I truly appreciate it. Love. So did y'all see? If you have Netflix, there's a series on there called From Scratch. First of all, get your whole box of Candace tissues, because when I tell you, you're gonna be crying through that movie, tears, okay, straight up tears, okay. And wait, Maria, I don't know if you caught it,
Why he had
but
it prepared already in the triangle?
and
Always ready.
and
He
wait,
said, I stay ready so I don't gotta get ready.
that I'm
Period.
trying to tell you, Maria. But listen, Maria, did you even catch Dr. Boogie said he had told Nadi? I don't know if you were still watching at that point. I don't know, something, she was rubbing her eyes. He said, no, girl, we don't rub. He pat. He pat.
No,
Go back.
I
You
got to
got
go
to
back
catch
and
it.
watch some of it. Yeah, because I caught the beginning. I missed the
Okay.
middle because I went to go see Black Panther on
Oh,
Sunday.
that's right. You did say that.
And then the end. So I caught the ending of it as well.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
to go
he
back and
was
watch the middle part.
amazing. He was amazing. Okay, so what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. But what I was saying, I don't know what I was talking about now.
You
I
said
don't
it
know
was
what I
a
was saying.
good show on Netflix. It's
Oh,
called
a
From
good
Scratch.
show on Netflix. From scratch. And in that particular show, I mean, they kind of just tell, like, it's so much empowerment. It's so much telling you, you know, like, about love. You have to, all I can say is, if you have Netflix, watch it and then come back and talk to
I'm
me.
gonna watch it tonight because I need something to do.
It's about 6 episodes, but I'm telling you, get your tissue box ready, but it's 100% worth it. 100%. And then the other one on Netflix, a triangle. The other one on Netflix that is really good is A Jazzman's Blues.
Yeah.
Did you see that, Robin?
No, one of my friends is telling me I have to watch it, and I'm like, I'm tired. But
Yeah.
I heard it's really excellent. She was raving about it for the last week, including
Yeah,
yesterday.
it's really, it's good, but it's in that particular movie, in A Jazzman's Blues, it talks about how the own brother was jealous of his own brother. So good, Candace Speaks. Yeah, y'all got to talk to me about it the next time we come on. But so jealousy runs deep. I do believe there's a lot of jealousy going on against Melody. Destiny kind of distracted me from that at first. And I was almost like leaning on Destiny's side a little bit, like on the earlier episodes when I was recapping Love and Marriage Huntsville. But now that I see who Destiny really is, I'm like, girl, bye, go sit down. Melly D has been more than a friend to you. You're just jealous. Get on your grind, do your thing, and you can rise up too, because Melody even said at one point she would help you. You are just jealous and you need to knock it off. Yes, that is it. It's from scratch on Netflix, right? It was so good. Great job by Tyler Perry. You would not know he wrote and directed that. Lorraine B, 100%. And she's talking about a Jazzman's Blues. Because listen, let's be clear. Tyler Perry movies is Tyler Perry movies. I don't have no problem with it. But you usually can pinpoint
the same storyline every
Medea,
single
Black
movie.
Every
Family
single time.
Issues.
Literally. But this one, he did a Jazzman's Blues, and you would never in your wildest dreams believe that this was one of his productions. And when I tell you, it was amazing. But again, and that was
emotional?
Yeah, it is. Both of them are. Both of them are.
Get your tissue ready.
And let me tell you, I will tell you
that we are in right now. I don't know if I can handle that. We got to get over a few things first.
I know, but can I tell you now, this one from scratch, you would have thought it was my own family. I mean, I was blowing my nose crying. Like literally.
Oh my God.
My son was like, Mom, you okay? I said, no, I'm just watching a movie.
I watched a movie last night on Netflix called Where the Crawdad Sings, I think.
I saw that. Is that part of the top 10?
Oh my God. Yeah. When I was done, my boyfriend came, like, because we were sitting on the couch. He was like, are you okay? Like, I was bawling. And then they showed at the end, like, how they got old and everything. I'm gonna cry.
All right, I'll watch that one next. But when I tell you watch from scratch, I mean like blowing my nose, crying, like that. Like it was that
I'm
serious.
still trying to get past Jeffrey Dahmer's story. So
well, Jeffrey Dahmer was traumatizing in a whole nother way.
Yeah.
Because it was these actual people. And let me tell you, so many people are telling me that he did it to more people that they did not want to tell us about because they didn't want to have like sort of like a cover up, so to speak, because then they would have been responsible for letting this man be loose that long and taking that many lives. But they said the numbers are really worse than,
it's the privilege for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. You should be so alive on that movie. Like do a live. You trying to say I should do a live? I don't know how those people do that. And I think that movie is 2 hours and change. Not to say any different than half my lives go anyway, but but
that's funny.
That movie is 2 hours. And listen, I ain't gonna be on here boohooing with y'all. We ain't doing that. That I would be crying. Listen, Jasmine Blue, I was crying and I was so mad because literally the brother was so jealous of his brother. I don't want to tell any of it. I can't say anymore. But literally jealous of his own brother. And so that just tell you, we could probably do a whole live just talking about, jealousy. It's just sad. There's jealousy on jobs. Like literally, you will have people that will try to block you from getting the next level of the job because they're jealous of you. And I have seen people like tell bosses like lies about other people, and it held those other people back, because that person had the boss's ear, and I think that is so unfair. It's like so. But that's how deep this jealousy thing goes. But first of all, I'm thank God I don't have that spirit. But in addition to that, I can't imagine having that spirit to the level of I would actually watch and see someone get beat down. I just can't even fathom that. And I keep flipping back and forth to that Shanquilla story. And I just
so desensitized too.
That's the problem.
Happened. Not in her situation. They're just pure evil. But I feel like we see fights and stuff. We don't have the same reaction anymore. We're just like, oh, another person died. It's sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. So we're about to close out. But yes, Tiff, I was happy crying from scratch at the end. The end, yes, I was happy crying. In between, I was boohoo, blowing my nose, crying. But let me tell you something else about this movie from scratch. It tells about, it's like mixing of cultures. It's so much going on in this. It's just so much going on. It also talks about like the dad and the son did not go in the profession that the dad wanted him to go into. When I'm telling y'all gonna love this from scratch, I promise you, you will not regret whatever much amount of time it is. You won't regret it at all. That's
It's a
how
movie
good
or a
it is.
series.
That's very
Huh?
dark.
It's a
It's
movie or a
not.
series.
It's 6 episodes, but it's not like they're gonna do like another like
like a
next
limited
season.
series.
Yeah,
Okay.
it just
For a
happens to be
limited
6.
series. Okay.
Yeah, a little mini series. There you go. It
Do
just
you
happens
feel
to
like
be
parents can be jealous of their child?
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Mhm.
sad. It's very
Yeah.
sad.
You would be
And
surprised the amount of parents that vicariously live through their children and the children don't even know it.
I thought that was
yeah,
crazy.
it's very sad. I know. I've known what appeared to be. I can't say for fact a mother that was very jealous of a daughter. It's sad. It's very sad. Like you jealous of your own offspring. Like that is insanity. That's insanity. But yes, I do believe it happens. But we can definitely I could recap that one. I love that show. But we'll see. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll see. I can't be up here. Crying now. I'm gonna have to do my pat.
Man, look, I'm gonna pass by that one because I'm not gonna be on here crying with y'all.
But
Y'all
listen,
get enough of me. You won't get that.
we ain't getting that, right?
He said, "This is where I draw the line."
You think Wanda is jealous of Tisa? I think Wanda is just a little off.
Yeah,
And she's just and Tisa allows her to be too much in her business of her marriage, right?
She needs
Right.
to set boundaries. I'm learning about that. Setting boundaries with like family members.
Yeah.
But you can't set boundaries for someone who all your life has handled your battles for you.
That's
And
true.
that is the problem. She
Yeah.
handles all of Letitia's, your marriage, your family, your
Yeah.
friends, your all of this stuff. Your mom is always consistently involved in it when you should be fighting your own battles. You're too old for that. Let Miss
Good
Wanda go
point.
fight this battle trying to figure out who she married to and who she not married to and all this other
What
mess you got going on.
what and sure enough, truck getting run, like up and running. Like get out of here. Yeah. And here's the thing for anybody, if you know your spouse is cheating and you want to stay, I'm falling back. It's one thing if you don't know, and then maybe I have to deliver the information to you or somebody did. But once you know for sure and you decide to stay, I'm just gonna love you for what you in and what you're doing. I got a girlfriend that she knew before she said I do that he was a mess, okay, and doing whatever he wanted to do. And I asked her, okay, because that was another wedding I was in. I was in 1,000 weddings, but anyway, we'll talk about it another day, right? So I asked her, I said, listen, it don't matter what you do, I'm gonna support you, I love you, but is this what you want to do? She said, no, this is what I want to do. And literally 24 hours after she said I do, she called me with the shenanigans and the complaints. And I said, boo, he was like that yesterday before you said I do. So I love you, but I'm not even going to listen to all of that because saying I do wasn't going to change what he was doing. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. And that's all. Okay. Now I tried to save you before you said I do. And now if there's a demise in this situation, don't get mad when you're going to be the one writing the checks because you knew what it was before you said I do. And I still love you. So that's that. But anyway, guys, okay, let's close out. Okay. Because we've been 2 hours in. I love you guys. I don't know. I may do a little something tomorrow. And when I say little, I mean little. Because everybody little petite, 60 minutes. Listen, I don't cook for Thanksgiving. My sister cooks, but I do have to make the cornbread. And believe it or not, because I make the most amazing lemonade, I am making
Ooh.
lemonade. I do make lemonade in the wintertime, yes. So I'm making lemonade for the family and I'm making cornbread. That's my contribution. What are you doing, Royer, for Thanksgiving?
Showing up to the table.
I know. I ain't mad. Listen, Royer, I'm only 2 steps behind you, okay?
Listen.
All I'm coming with is lemonade and some cornbread. Now, you know
I'm the
how them dogs, they're
entertainment.
going to be
I'm the
okay.
entertainment of the day, okay? I'm the entertainment.
Robin, are you cooking? What's going on for Thanksgiving?
Robin's life is very different these days, and it looks
Okay.
like I will likely stay home with myself.
Okay.
Although when you heard that background noise, it was my girlfriend of 41 years calling me because I got a lot of those. We met I'm gonna tell my age. We met as freshmen in college.
Nice.
At 17 years old.
Nice.
So she wants like my health hasn't been great, so I do better. Like if I can only go out a couple of times a week, maybe. So I'm chilling. I think I might make me some gumbo though this year.
Okay, look at you. Okay.
But yeah, but
we're not having a regular Thanksgiving.
I do want to say,
yes.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
I just want to say, I did just share cryptically that I've been not extremely well lately, but I have to tell you that since last October, I started watching different YouTube channels, and this is one of my favorite. You are Diva. I feel like I know you. It's very safe and comfortable, and I feel chatty, and I appreciate it. And even today, I was like, God, can you shut up, Robin? But thank you. And it is Thanksgiving, and I want to thank you all for giving to me.
Oh, that's so
thank
sweet.
you. Thank you, Robin. And listen, thanks for sharing and praying for you and your health. And, have fun on Thanksgiving, whatever you're doing. Okay. I hope my cornbread comes out right. Shan, what are you celebrating? What are you doing?
I'm going to work because I have to work, hospitals. I have to work an eve and a day.
Okay.
So an eve and a holiday. So I chose Thanksgiving Eve and Thanksgiving Day. But I'm going to be off Christmas and New Year's. So I'm going to stop at my mom's house, get some curry goat, and then I'm going to go to work.
Nice. I'll tell you real quick. There was this group when I was working in the hospital, and God bless them. Do you know their group would bring Thanksgiving food for Thanksgiving and food at Christmas time for the entire hospital. And I mean, their children, it was kids, it was everybody that was serving, like they would take shifts. And so Panera Bread donated tons of bread to this cause, right? And they would have turkey, ham, they had different cultures of food. It was everything. And working in the hospital, I will say this, that before I worked in the hospital, it's not like I was a whole hot mess, but when working in the hospital and just seeing how humble people are when they sick and how people when they are sick, like it changed me a lot working in the hospital, because I'm like, if I have my health, like there's nothing that could really piss me off and that I'm going to be down about, because I worked in peds, and when you see just a little baby, it's like, oh my God, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. That's all I can tell you.
And I get to work with my work daughter. So I'm only 26
there you
now,
go.
but I have this new grad that I oriented and trained. Now she's on her own, and we both work together Thanksgiving. So we're going to get Starbucks and have a great shift. So that's exciting.
Yes, listen, girl, I divorce Starbucks every now and then. We get a divorce, and then she calls me back with my points and all of that. It's an addiction, but yes, get your Starbucks, and God bless you for working in the hospital. And listen, the one you precept is always close. Like your first one or your first.
My work daughter, she only 21, and I'm 26, but she my work daughter. That's my daughter.
She is. Take care of her. Take care of her. But go ahead, Maria. What did you want to close out with?
Just last thing I want to close out with. I know we were talking about thankfulness a couple of weeks ago. What was that, last weekend, other weekend?
Yeah.
And I wanted to say this, and I didn't get an opportunity to say it, but I'm going to say it now. If there is anything that I can give to you as a gift, I want to tell everyone that during this holiday season, if you get down, if you get depressed, if you think about something that's not so hot, I want you to get out a piece of paper and I want you to start just writing down all of your blessings one by one. The Bible tells us to count your blessings, count them one by one, and see what the Lord has done. And I can guarantee you that you will be so grateful by the time if you get to finish that list, because there's always someone out here doing worse than you. Always got a blessing that someone else doesn't have. So remember that, and everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Love you.
That was beautiful.
That
was a beautiful close out.
I just met him like 2 weeks ago. Like, not met in real life, but I just met him from your channel. When I tell you I love Royer, you're just so mature for your age. I don't even know you, but I just love you. I love you through the screen.
Thank
and
you.
know I already love
y'all.
You, Diva.
Yes. I was, you know what, guys? I'm very fortunate. We got to go because y'all gonna mess around. I could be all night. But listen, very, very fortunate. I feel blessed for the connections that always come up on my channel and share. I really, really do. And I love y'all. And when I don't come, I miss it. And this was the gift I never knew I needed. I absolutely love doing this, but I love doing it because of y'all. So thanks for coming. Yes. So thanks for coming and always sharing. I wish everybody a blessed one. We may be back tomorrow for us.
Tiny, petite.
A tiny petite show, okay?
GMom4, hit me up on Instagram or on Facebook at Royer Franklin. Just how you spelled Royer, and FRANKLIN. Hit me up on Facebook. Probably more so Facebook than Instagram, because I'm not really on Instagram these days. But hit me in my messenger. I'll be more than glad to have a conversation.
Royer.
Positive.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you. Good night.
Bye. Guys. Bye. Good night.
Oops. What happened? What I do?